Hi, my name is Kate Hudson Hall. I am an author, therapist and podcaster. My new book has been released called Anxiety Hacks, with proven techniques, tools and tips to calmness. So if you suffer from generalized anxiety, panic attacks or feel abnormally anxious about certain things, within Anxiety Hacks I show you how you can overcome these conditions successfully, enjoy a healthy and carefree life. My website is katehudson-hall.com. Anxiety Hacks is available now on Amazon.
Join me every Tuesday for fun and games and play for cash. That's right. Sylvia Mid, the fun word guessing game is back and you can come aboard and play. It's simple. Just email us your name and contact information and you are in there, baby. Yeah.
Hey, it is Smooth Tim, and thank you for dropping in on another Tim's Tidbits. Hey, it is certainly nice to have you here on another hump day, and I hope that your week so far is so good. Anyhow, hey, let's take a look and see what we are going to talk about tonight on our topics. Boom. Oh, Trump attack on our Constitution. Ticket disaster instead of ticket master, huh? Segregation in education. Oh, Ukraine strikes back. Naturally, at the end of the show, we have our Call a Crackhead and our Asshole of the Week. So let's get on to it and see what has happened. Apparently, the ex-president is still not happy with the results of the 2020 election. So, still in the midst of his hissy fits. He wants to have a thing or two to say about now the Constitution of the United States, in which he took an oath of office for. So let's check us out, and then I'm going to come back and give you a little bit of my idea on what I'm thinking about this whole thing.
Good morning.
Good morning, Tony. The former president's post comes as the Republican Party is still dealing with the fallout from that dinner Trump had with white nationalist Nick Fuentes and the rapper formerly known as Kanye West, who has continually made anti-Semitic comments. That dinner and Trump's post present a reckoning for his party about its future.
It's the oath of office every president takes.
Preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the United States.
But former President Trump is now taking aim at this founding document. A post from Trump suggesting the possible termination of parts of the Constitution and a redo of the 2020 election drew sharp condemnation from Democrats, calling him out of control and dangerous. Some Republicans also critical.
I certainly don't endorse that language or that sentiment.
But any political cost for Trump remains unclear, as others are taking a wait-and-see approach.
I will support whoever the Republican nominee is. And I just don't think that at this point he'll be able to get there.
Trump has kept up the steady drumbeat of false statements about the 2020 election, long after his own officials told him it was not stolen.
I made it clear I did not agree with the idea of saying the election was stolen.
Trump's latest comments were in response to a report by journalist Matt Taibbi that showed Twitter employees deliberating in October 2020 about how to handle a New York Post article about a laptop belonging to Hunter Biden, President Biden's son. Taibbi also reported both the Biden campaign and the Trump White House communicated with Twitter about content. This all comes as Trump faces multiple federal and state investigations. And as the House's January 6 committee prepares to issue a sweeping report that will shine a light on Trump's conduct during the attack on the Capitol.
But this report could be the basis, in your view, for prosecution.
I think that it could be. Donald Trump was a guy who just would not take no for an answer from the American people and set about to overthrow an election.
Speaking to...
Oh, yeah, well, there it is. So anyhow, the guy is never happy. He's never going to be satisfied, and I'm not sure he'll try to attack from any way, means, and source. Obviously, that he sees humanly possible. I mean, hey, I would appreciate your input on what you think about this, also. But yeah, and apparently the New York court handed him down 17 counts on the Trump organization, that is. 17 counts of tax fraud, income tax evasion, and all of this. Of course, Donald will be completely exonerated of anything. He'll probably show, I'm sure he's going to throw his accountant under the bus on this one. But anyhow, even his support doesn't seem to do much anymore. And I think that some of the Democrats are going to be starting to think about, hey, possibly we should shy away from even wanting this guy, endorsing our candidates. Because check out what happened in Georgia with the Trump-endorsed candidate, Herschel.
Democratic Senator Raphael Warnock has defeated Republican Herschel Walker in Georgia's Senate runoff. The runoff was triggered when neither candidate received at least half of the votes during the midterms. Warnock's victory gives the Democrats 51 seats in the Senate to the Republican Party's 49.
After a hard-fought campaign, you've got me for 6 more years.
So we've got 6 more years Warnock, and we got no years of Herschel, which is probably a damn good thing. And I'm not sure, why the Republicans even got behind Herschel. It was a popularity contest, obviously. I mean, Herschel had made his mark in Georgia when he played down there, his football career. But, I mean, he doesn't even live in Georgia. The man lives in Texas, and he's running for a Georgia seat. And then when he's talking about whatever he's talking about makes no sense. What vampires and werewolves and good air over in China for bad air. I mean, the man makes no sense whatsoever. And, hey, thank you for your little comment there, Queen. Appreciate that. But, hey, who frickin' knows? But, hey, moving on from some of the crazy bureaucracy that goes on over in D.C. and elsewhere, that apparently if you're any type of a fan of what's going on in concerts, that, you can't, who was it that shut down the ticket, that was the latest album that came out, and you can't. I'm sorry. Shut down Ticketmaster. Also, let's watch the video. Come right back to this. I'm sorry. Hey, let's get on to this. I lost my spot for a second. Well, check us out.
Back on the town hall now with the continued fallout from last week's ticket sale for the upcoming Bruce Springsteen concert tour. For the first time, he used Ticketmaster's so-called dynamic pricing model, in which the cost is adjusted in real time based on demand. That led to some people paying thousands of dollars for tickets that were initially listed at much cheaper prices. And we aren't talking about scalpers here or even sky-high prices due to the secondary market. This came directly from Ticketmaster's website when the tickets first went on sale. And it really cost a woman from West.
In her haste, she didn't realize, due to dynamic pricing, that the cost nearly tripled as she was checking out. She ended up buying 2 tickets for $1,000.
I was just like, wow, so basically you can't buy a regular price ticket with this setup. There's Ticketmaster is now the scalper.
Kelly's among many all over the country now looking for answers.
How do we get to them? Hopefully you get to them and find out what he has to say about it.
Springsteen's manager defended the dynamic pricing, saying, "We looked carefully at what our peers have been doing. We chose prices that are lower than some and on par with others." He said the average ticket is still in the mid $200 range and, quote, "I believe that in today's environment, that is a fair price to see someone universally regarded as among the very greatest artists of his generation." Star 102.
Well, ticket troubles continue for Taylor Swift's Eras Tour. Ticketmaster has canceled the public sale for the tour.
Well, the site extraordinarily high demand there and no remaining tickets available. That's what they're citing as reasons. Ticketmaster says more than 2 million tickets were sold Tuesday, the most ever sold for an artist in a single day, and it caused a near meltdown of the site. As you can imagine, it caused outrage among Swifties and some politicians as well. U.S. Senator Amy Klobuchar says she was serious concerns now about the company's operations.
Wow.
Yeah, there's what caused me a meltdown. That was Taylor Swift, the Swiftie tickets. Yeah, where that is totally ridiculous. And I agree with 100%. Tickets are way too expensive. I remember, honest to God, going back to Aerosmith concerts. I have a ticket stub to go see Aerosmith, $7. Kid you not. Kiss, $8. Bob Seger, $6. I mean, now that wouldn't even buy you a parking place. You can't even park for that kind of a price. So I mean, it's just gotten to the point of ridiculous. You know, hey, what you gonna do? And then you've got these people in here, you know, like a Ticketmaster, and I found that kind of ironic, where, you know, depending upon the demand, they can fluctuate ticket price. You know, how does that happen? You know, yeah, I agree with what you just said, Queen. Taylor Swift is gonna have to cook me dinner, buy you drinks, and give you an Uber ride back and forth for paying those kind of prices. But yeah, how the ticket, it's like Ticketmaster is, you know, scalping tickets. And then the other thing is, you know, we've all heard, and obviously they've got these bots out there that can buy, you know, tickets up. So, you know, they've got avenues, you know, to where they can get themselves first in line, get themselves a number of tickets and keep on buying, you know, premium tickets, offloading them on the secondhand market for exorbitant, you know, prices, you know, like $5,000 to get, you know, down towards the front end of the center. Ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. And, you know, you wonder what's happening to, you know, the live concerts. Well, there's a reason. I mean, come on. I thought that was a little vain of Bruce's manager to say, you know, $200 is a fair price. You know, what are you complaining about? I don't know. Oh, hey, it looks like my partner is jumping in here. He wasn't going to let me get through the show without him. What can I say? Larry E.
Can you hear me?
Hey, we can hear you, man. What is up, Larry?
Man, bruh had an accident at work, man.
Not like a physical type. I hope you didn't.
At the end of the day, everybody's okay. At the end of the day, bro had an accident. So sorry, everyone.
That's all right, man. We were just talking. We had talked a little bit about Donald wanting to do, you know, away with part of the Constitution when it comes to, you know, being able to exercise his thought lines of how the election really turned out.
I saw that.
Right? And ticket disaster, Ticketmaster ticket disaster, you know, with the way they're ripping off people with the Taylor Swift tickets and Bruce Springsteen, you know, and had just talked about, you know, how do they decide, you know, based on demand that, you know, all the ticket prices going up. And what happened to the days where you could go to the damn music store and buy your $6 admission ticket?
Yeah, it's not like that right now. Yeah.
You know, therein lies the problem.
Well, you know, like I said, I got a comedy show tomorrow at the Arlington Improv, and they're not expensive tickets. And all you gotta do is go to the box office, purchase them. But I'm not a full-time comedian, you know what I'm saying? I do comedy, I'm a comedy practitioner, but at the end of the day, when you go to the big names, they're charging like $250 per table. Like, with this economy, do you really have money to pay that price? You know what I'm saying? But and then you think about it, there are other bands and rappers or comedians or singers that are just as good as the professionals, but they don't have the label to back them or the name to back them. So at the end of the day, if you want to be entertained, man, you just got to find somebody that you want to be entertained by and not pay as much money and go through the blue tape.
Well, the best thing to do is support local talents.
That's the best thing to do. I've been said all that for you to say that. That's you're more knowledgeable, so you got more wisdom than I do.
And I remember through the days when growing up in the little college town that I grew up with, we had a lot of bands come through. And one of the most memorable, we'd have the Dave Matthews Band come through at a local bar that we had.
Yeah, I remember them. Yeah,
you didn't pay to get in, man. They were just like a little house band that they had, gigging there for a moment. But I mean, everybody loved him, and I mean, eventually the guy blew up. But that's the kind of way it goes. You never know what somebody's going to do, and catch it while you can. I expressed to the people earlier, hell, I've got ticket stubs to go see Aerosmith, $6.
Man, I'm telling you, man.
Come on, man.
I go to open mics. I go to probably an open mic per week. And I like, even they say, well, why you go to open mics and you do comedy and this? I'm like, I like to go. Sometimes I go just to watch other comedians that starting off, or comedians that just come in to work on new material, and it don't cost anything. It don't cost anything to go to a local bar, just to dive bar and listen to a band.
Even if the venue charges you a 2-drink minimum to sit there and spend $5-10.
Yeah. Even at the Arlington Improv, which is not, it's a
I think it's like $5 for a water, right? So you got 2 drinks, so there's $10.
Yeah, we grinded there before. And if you go to a show, it's 2-drink minimum after you pay for the ticket.
Right.
Like, if I paid $250 for a table, why I get 2-drink minimum? The drink should be free.
That was brought up earlier. Some of the prices of these stuff that they should be cooking for you, buying you drinks, and giving you a ride home and shit.
Yeah, I'm saying if you buy a table, or if you go to a place and buy a table or pay this much for a ticket, you should get some kind of incentive. You should get some kind of amenity to go with it.
That's crazy. That is crazy. Oh man. Anyhow, let's move on. I ran across this and do you think there is still segregation in education?
No. No.
Really?
Despite population trends in the U.S. showing increased diversity, school racial segregation remains. This is shocking, considering racial segregation within education was outlawed over 65 years ago. School segregation continues due to the consequences of school boundaries, housing policy, and other demographic migration patterns. This must be stopped. Children of color often have access to fewer resources, which can negatively impact their academic outcomes. Removing this segregation is a big step in preventing racial bias and stereotypes. Dr. Brian Mann has undertaken research into racial segregation across the U.S. Results show that segregation remains a constant feature for children across America in both rural and urban schools. In rural areas, such as the Black Belt region of Alabama, the white population is declining, leaving racially isolated schools for minoritized children. Meanwhile, in urban areas, such as Washington, D.C., there has been an influx of white residents, where there are a very small number of diverse schools. But overall, racial segregation still exists. Within a separated and polarized society, the best place to bring different races together is in our schools. Policymakers must act now so that all children in the U.S. have access to an equal standard of education together.
Yeah.
They're not going to act.
Oh, yeah, sure they will. It's amazing. Yeah. Let me look at this real quick. There is a House bill in Ohio now where they want to take away the Board of Education in the state. Right? Throw it in the government's lap, or the governor's lap. He'll appoint like a committee, And then you know what these committees will end up doing is they'll end up tossing it back to the districts. All right. And then the districts get to dictate, policy, what's being in the library, what's being educated, what kind of this, that, right? So
Yeah,
now what do you think is going to happen to the underprivileged communities when they're not funded? Because how are they funded? Through school tax based upon where you live.
Yeah, well, that's why I said they're not going to act, because he said it needs to change with underprivileged kids not getting the same equality when it comes to education. No, they're not going to change that. It was set up that way purposely. But I'm going to tell you this, though. What I love about that is you get to, you get to pick out the litter, though. Any black kid that can actually excel under those situations, or white kid, or Hispanic kid, or whatever kid it is, if they can excel under those situations where they're being suppressed economically and educationally, they're going to do better than those kids that got everything handed to them. I've always seen that. That's the only good thing that comes out of that. Now, you got to understand this too, though. If you give everybody the same opportunity, a lot of people are going to take it for granted, and a lot of people do take it for granted. So the only good thing coming out of it is, by them being suppressed, you're going to find your fighters. You're going to find your strong people, the strong-willed ones. They're going to fight through the bullshit. They're going to fight through the economic depression. They're going to fight through the segregation, and they're going to find a way to be on top. And they're going to be the ones that's going to bring everybody else with them. So I'm not down with suppressing everybody, but I'm not down with giving everybody the opportunity I'm not saying, I'm talking white people too, Hispanic people too. I'm not down with giving all these people the same opportunities, because some people will take it for granted and some won't. So you got to weed them out. Now, Tim, but we already know the government is racist. So let's forget the racist part. Take out the racism and say that there's no racism involved. You're going to send money to certain districts depending on who needs it and who wants it and who votes for it.
Now that seems to me that it's going to all freaking depend, right? You've got, let me see if I've got that freaking video.
It's just that racism is so down. Racism messes up everything, though, Tim. Racism and discrimination messes up everything.
Here we go. Check it out. This is This is what they want to do.
Across the country, we need to implement strict prohibitions on teaching inappropriate racial, sexual, and political material to America's school children in any form whatsoever. And if federal bureaucrats are going to push this radicalism, we should abolish the Department of Education.
No. Okay.
I'm telling you, man.
No, you need all that.
Think about it. If you keep the stupid.
No, you got to see. That's the problem I got with school curriculum these days. They teaching the same old dumb shit, old ass history. You got to teach racism. If everything else is changing, why not change the curriculum? You got to teach racism. You got to teach politics. You got to. What's the other third thing he said?
Keep it real.
Racism.
Yeah.
Racism. Politics,
sexuality. I mean, who didn't have sex education growing up in school?
You have to teach that, because
you better.
You have to. You got to teach economics. You have to teach law. Why are they not teaching law in school? Law should be a class. I'm just saying, we're not being proactive in America. We're being too conservative. I always say country. Conservative. Conservative. We've been too conservative to teach these old teachings. That's old. They even got a New Testament of the Bible.
Why don't they have a new way to express this is the way it is? I mean,
because they're trying to keep everybody suppressed.
And as things evolve, and I mean, you need to keep it real. And
they're trying to keep everybody suppressed on the same thought, on the same mentality, the slave mentality. This is slave mentality.
But let's keep it real. The founding fathers, the framers, most of them were slave owners. So consequently, when they decided to say, all men free and equal, they had an exception clause in it because it was an economic hardship to them. So, as racism or whatever you want to call it, financial gain on somebody else's sweat, however you want to look at it.
I'm like, you got to change it, man. I'm like,
it's been there forever.
Teach law. They don't want people knowing the law. They don't want kids knowing the law, because knowing the law is dangerous. If you know the law, a lot of prisons will be closed right now, because they would be. Think about people pleading out, not knowing the law, the Miranda rights and all that stuff like that, not knowing that you can't do this, you can't do this, cops can't do that, then this and this and this. The one thing they should put law in school. Law should be the curriculum. Once you get junior high, you should be learning law in junior high. Whatever grade that is, 6th grade.
And we kind of got off topic. What do you think about, how do we cure this inequality? We do agree that there is inequality in education. How do we fix that?
Oh, we did get off topic. Just open-minded, bro. I'm like, Democrat, Republican, who cares? I'm like, at the end of the day, it's about our children. I'm gonna tell you something. When I die and you die, we don't know who the heck, what color people are gonna be running this country. It could be Caucasian people, could be African American people,
could be aliens. I don't know.
Aliens. We don't know. At the end of the day,
we got taken over after we died.
Yeah, we at least want to know that they're prepared.
Right.
It's all about preparation. Yeah, we they need to be prepared, and that's how it goes. But the thing about it is the forces that make the law, legislation. I can't say those words. The law, the government that actually puts the legislation through, they do not want, for some reason, want everybody to be educated. They want certain individuals. That's where discrimination comes in, racism comes in.
I mean, it behooves, right? I think it behooves you because, it should not matter, race, creed, color, religion, sex. Everybody should have the same opportunity for a equal education. And we've said that before. I believe that you should have free education.
Man, we got this big immigration move. Why not educate them? Why not allow them to?
It can only make everything better. How can it not enhance the productivity?
There are some smart people, some smart immigrants that come over. Look at the country. Pretty much the country is based on immigration.
Kinda. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
He said, think so. The only people that were here were the Native Americans. Everybody else, let's subtract the Africans, because the Africans were not immigrants. They were sent here, but everybody else, other than everybody else, are immigrants.
Yeah.
I'm like, Native Americans and Africans.
They came here by choice.
Yeah, with choice. So we can't be called an immigrant. But
what's up with that?
And education, we already got tax dollars coming out to pay for it. Why not do it? Educate these people.
I believe so. We'll get there. Oh, you get the right people in the right place, and apparently, that happened. That is the one thing that happened with the Senate runoff. Is apparently now the Dems have 51-49 majority in the Senate.
But Herschel lost.
So Herschel lost. Warnock took him out. I played that a little bit, but so we got 6 years of Warnock, and
okay. It's better than 5 minutes of Herschel.
But and I can understand, where some people may have had problems with him. Because he is a pastor, and sometimes, should you be a pastor and be bringing that kind of an idealism into, well, is that right or wrong? Who knows? You know how it goes. People have, and it was only like 51-49. He beat him by 100,000 votes. Yeah, 100,000 votes.
I'm gonna tell you this. I like Trump, but not as a president. So if anybody Caucasian is watching this and they voted for Trump, or anybody else outside of Caucasian, I like Trump, not as a president. I like Herschel Walker, but he should not be part of politics because he doesn't. He's not the guy.
He was a good ball player.
Not the guy. If somebody else, black or more politically inclined, steps up, Herschel is not the guy.
No.
So he's just not.
Definitely he is not the guy. Anyhow, hey, man. I know what I was going to be bringing. Ukraine strikes back.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, man. This is some interesting shit. Check this out.
Now to the war in Ukraine, where Ukraine is going on the offensive for a second straight day. Air bases deep inside Russia are under attack from Ukrainian drones. Officials from the administration of Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky say the drones went 300 miles into Russia, damaging 2 long-range nuclear-capable bombers. Russia retaliated by firing missiles 70 miles into Ukraine. Ukraine says it shot down most of them. Zelensky offered support and encouragement to Ukrainian troops in the Donbass region.
So, yeah, anyhow, interesting little report.
They should stop that.
And you can't get a lot of video on it, but apparently the drones went, 300 kilometers in towards some of the big the airfields inside of Russia. And, and they dropped a couple of the missiles or whatever these drones carry. I mean, they're pretty good-sized planes, but they call them drones, because you can fly them.
You're older than me, all right? And then you're a guy, like, if I could come talk to and look up to, why are we at war? What's the purpose? By them dropping bombs and missiles, what's the purpose? I'm looking at it like you got two guys, and they got a disagreement. Instead of talking about it, let's fight.
Yeah, okay, you're talking about Putin and Zelensky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the purpose? What's the purpose of 2023? What's the purpose of dropping bombs, hurting people, all this crap they're doing, taking over territories? What's the purpose, Tim? I don't get the purpose of war, of fighting and doing that dumb crap. I understand football. I understand basketball, competition sports. I understand everything else when people are competing against each other. But what's the purpose of killing each other or killing people? What's the purpose? Tell me the purpose. I'm trying to figure it out. I think it's fucking stupid. What's the competition in there? Competition is winning and losing. Okay, but when is winning and losing detrimental that you got to kill somebody?
And first off, we all know it comes down to control of territory. And when you control territory, whether it be waterway or land or airway, you have economic control also, right?
Yeah, I understand that. Okay. But that's old. That's old.
Yeah, sure, it's old, but it's always been like that. I mean, we founded our country on that whole idealism because we're tired of, England, taking their dip.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
Right?
I'm saying up until our current point, you've seen more than I've seen. But why? What's the purpose? I'm like, at the end of the day,
some of it, I cannot really say that there's always a purpose, and a lot of it is, the ideals of, freedom, eliminate suppression of other people, step up, be the hero, the big brother. I see that, U.S. likes to have that role once in a while. Do I think that you always need to butt your ass in on all this stuff? No. But I think that they do it because of the economic gain that can be involved. We can sell you weapons. We can do this. We can do that. So blah, blah, blah.
So they basically just saying, we're going to go take over this territory for one thing I wanted. If you don't give it to me, I'm going to show you that I got bombs, I got army, I got warfare capabilities, I have drones, I have people to sacrifice, I can kill your people, I can destroy this. I'm not feeling the whole purpose.
You're not feeling it. Well, yeah, off because they'd like to have that, that waterway, that
it's stupid.
He doesn't want to lose Croatia, and it's stupid.
Tim, that's so stupid. I swear to God, it's so stupid. War is stupid in general because, like I said, at the end of the day, all you gotta do is sit there and talk about it. If you don't want to give up your territory, even on the block, when you go to the block and these gangsters going to war and all that, stupid. It's not your street. It's not your block.
And you still have North Korea, South Korea pissing and moaning back and forth, right? You still have China, pissing and moaning about what Taiwan or Okinawa, right? All that,
All I'm saying is, I'm like, it's 2023, bro. You would think about all the wars we've had in the past. We come to this point, we got Ukraine strikes back, and then we still got all these countries that are involved because they're allies. I'm like, when are you just going to say, hey, bro, I'm the president, you're the president, I got money, you got money, let's make a deal. Because at the end of the day, they can make more money together than they can separate.
Oh, well, don't you think?
I've noticed that. What is the disconnect?
I don't understand why you can't have and I thought that was the whole idea behind having the UN, right?
Yeah, United Nations, yeah.
So that we can all sit down, all 50 nations. How many is it? There may be more by now.
Yeah, but then
can sit down and discuss things in a peaceful manner, right?
So now we know it's a scam. We know the
But now
United Nations.
it's all bullshit.
We know it's a way for them to get money out of us, taxpayers to suffer. We know
Take
that.
up some New York property, prime New York property right there on the Hudson. Come on, man.
So how it kills me because that's why you gotta teach politics. I'm gonna teach them real quick. That's why you gotta teach politics and all this stuff prior, because at the end of the day, you will get lost and caught up in the limbo of the bullshit. It's all bullshit because you got these guys that got money, got countries, got power. All they got to do is United Nations. They got all these things in between. These guys and women don't sit there for free. They get paid to sit there. They get money from somewhere. We're paying for that. But at the end of the day, we're paying double. We're paying for that when it comes to them sitting there talking, which it failed. And then we're paying when they come in and start war with each other because people are getting killed, lives are being lost, we're paying. And then we got to pay to rebuild. It comes out of taxpayer dollars. Right now,
that's the thing that I find sad, and I look at the especially with what's going on over in Ukraine, and since you talk about the devastating damage especially to their infrastructure.
Yeah, even though it's not no war in the United States, we still suffer.
You know, the buildings that they could occupy, occupiable structures for the residential purposes seem to be in a very minimal amount because they've all been bombed, shelled, whatever, right? The infrastructure for electricity, obviously they keep having rolling blackouts problems because they keep bombing all that. They're taking out bridges and roads. I can't imagine the amount of money that it will take, how many years it will take, how many generations it'll take to get, rebuild and be back to where they were because of the...
Rebuild it, but they're not going to teach them anything. They're not going to teach their kids anything. The kids are going to see war, and they're going to say, this is happening because we don't like him. They don't like us. We don't like them. They don't like us. This is exactly what they're going to say.
What? Because they thought they were Nazis or something in that?
It's dumb. Why do we go to war instead of breaking it down? Because if you want to teach somebody, Tim, something, it ain't gonna take 5 minutes. It might not take 10 minutes. It might not take 10 days or 10 weeks or 10 months. It might take years.
I don't know. And let's say that Putin is right, and they had some little Nazi community down there by Crimea where his. He won that because he wanted to have exports availability. Okay, so there's a little Nazi community that's pissing him off down there. So what? Even if who cares?
Yeah, you talk to your guy, say, listen, United Nations, the president, talk to their president. Hey, check this out. What the fuck y'all doing down there?
And it's telling chill out. If they're causing problems, keep to yourself.
Yeah.
I don't care what you do. Like we talked about that on the show before. I don't care what you do. Just don't.
Old man talk, young man fight.
Us, right?
Yeah, old man talk, young man fight, and those are not young men. Young men are fighting because they're told to.
So who knows?
By the old men.
Yeah, the whole thing is stupid as hell. You're right, but
what's the purpose?
The purpose is all economic driven. I mean, come on.
They're stupid because they got the whole.
It always is.
United Nations and all this crap. Like, okay, I'm just.
It's always all about that property,
That's how it was built.
Buy a farm, man. You want to be rich? Buy a farm. Hey, there you go.
Hey, property, prestige, and power are the three things that you need to actually be successful in any in life and period. Property, prestige, and power. Prestige when you're rapping and singing and you're a superstar and making movies. Property is property, land, and all that crap. And power is presidential power and Senate and House representatives. Those three things, you get that, you got it. You won. And if you can't get one or the other, all you got to do is invest money into the property or invest money into the prestige or invest money into the power. And power, you give money to the president so they can run and win. See what I'm saying? Make sense? It don't make sense, does it?
No, don't make sense. But what I'm going to do? I'm going to call a crackhead just to find out. Anyhow, let's see what
they do.
This is cold.
34th Street, Penn Station. Transfer is available to the M34 Select Bus Service.
Connection is available to the Long Island Railroad, New Jersey Transit, and Amtrak.
This is an accessible station.
The elevator is at the center of the platform.
What the hell did he snatch?
Whatever she was eating. And he was part of the cleanup crew for the subway. That was called a crackhead. You didn't know that?
Hold on.
Yeah, Subway's now hiring crackheads to clean up for them. You know, people eating on the subway. You know, that's not nice. The guy was doing a public service up there, grabbing whatever she was eating.
That's hilarious. If you need somebody to clean up, ooh, that's funny as hell. I've seen one like that where the crackhead dude got jumped on or whatever, but that's the first time we seen that one.
I couldn't imagine, man, some snatching her food like he did.
Oh, I'd be mad, man.
I'd be mad as hell.
Expensive that was. Then she ain't trying to take.
So anyhow, yeah, that's they're trying to save money. New York subway system is part of the employment opportunity.
At least call somebody with some clothes on. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I had one. I bet it was a little bit too nasty. The guy was, the guy was mopping, right?
Right. Oh,
wait a minute.
I saw that one. No.
So the guy was mopping, and he gets his bucket, wrings out his mop. He's turning, he's mopping, and all of a sudden this crackhead pulls his pants down, takes a dump in his mop bucket.
No, that's a no-go right there.
I'm like, man,
it sucks.
But it's all part of the employment and the opportunities that await. Hey, here, what's next? Our asshole award. When do we get to the asshole? I know. This is real interesting and well deserved.
Hey, the wrong kind of cheese is in these. What is this, mozzarella gate?
Very clever, huh? A woman named Amy Joseph has sued TGI Fridays after purchasing a so-called mozzarella stick snack from Amazon, only to find that it doesn't contain mozzarella, but only cheddar. Also, they aren't really sticks. But that's like when I give panhandlers Canadian coins. Joke's on you, dirtbags, huh?
I want to kick his ass.
You know,
I like how you kind of offset it. You get like a.
Did you like how I double assholed that whole thing? Now that guy's an asshole the way he said that.
No, well, you offset it. You get a black crackhead doing some crackhead shit, but then you get a white asshole. So we got the diversity involved. I like that. I want to kick that dude's ass.
That's why
I want to kick the crackhead ass too, though. Because
that's why I give blind people Canadian money.
That fucking asshole, man. It's Canadian. I will kick mozzarella sticks. I thought that.
Yeah, but no, that's true about the mozzarella sticks. Seriously, this woman is suing them because the mozzarella sticks, TGIF Moz sticks, you can get them in the freezer at the Kroger's and that. There's no mozzarella in them. It's only cheddar cheese.
Oh, I thought she bought a regular bag of chips like Cheetos.
No, those things you can buy. You've seen them, right? Yeah.
I've seen
the frozen cheese things, and you bake them or whatever. Yeah.
I'll be pissed too, man.
And there's no mozzarella in it. Apparently, she read the side of the package or whatever the case may be, and it said, there's no Moz cheese.
That's fried. You can get it. You can go to court and win on fried. That's fried right there.
When you think, it is a misrepresentation.
Yeah, that's legal. You go to court and say they frauded me over this. I don't know how much you're going to win.
But that guy was an asshole, too. I thought it really was a well-deserved kind of like a double dinger type of an asshole.
It is a double dinger. I'm like, you really did. This is a good asshole.
That was a good asshole award.
From the cheddar TGI Fridays and the dick. I'm like, he
giving the
blind fucking with blind people. Panhandler. What'd he say? Dirtbag. How you gonna call him a dirtbag?
You want to watch it again? Yeah, hang on.
Let's play it again,
we'll
bro.
Play it again.
Dirtbag? Yeah.
Hey, the wrong kind kind of cheese is in these? What is this, mozzarella gate?
Very clever, huh? A woman named Amy Joseph has sued TGI Fridays after purchasing a so-called mozzarella stick snack from Amazon, only to find that it doesn't contain mozzarella, but only cheddar. Also, they aren't really sticks. But that's like when I give panhandlers Canadian coins. Joke's on you, dirtbags, huh?
Panhandlers, okay.
Well, he said panhandlers, Canadian coins, dirtbag. I'm like, don't kick a man or a woman when they down. Come on.
Yeah,
when they up, you kick. When they up and they talking shit, kick the shit out of them. But when they down, don't do that to them.
Well, you gotta look at the news agency that was involved. We won't say that, and that would be, hey, atypical of them too.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. But like I like podcasts and all these private shits, you get to say what you want to say, and I don't really appreciate the racism, but I know it exists, so I got to deal with it because this is what happened in my lifestyle and while I'm alive.
That was freedom of speech. Yeah,
but it is what it is, man. You know, I can get mad all I want, but getting mad is not going to change it.
The thing is when they start to dictate how their ideals on how everybody else should be. You know, there should be separation here for whatever particular reason. Why do you believe that?
I think this. I don't think there should be separation. I think that
no, I mean for whatever reason, you know. There's
yeah. I feel that in America, if you have a Social Security number and you pay taxes, we're all together. Period. Now, anybody that doesn't pay taxes, don't have a social, I fuck with you though. But I'm still saying.
There's certain instances, you know, when it comes to, i.e., sports, we've talked about this, some things, there should be a separation because there is a unique difference between a male and a female.
Well, male and female, I ain't gonna lie, it's a totally big chemistry involvement.
But that's, you know, that's something totally different.
But when it comes to people in general, when it comes to a country or people or
jobs, education, position, blah, blah.
It's the same.
Everybody should be on a level playing field.
Yeah, a white kid, a black kid, a Hispanic kid, an Asian kid, all of them are the same on the intelligent level. Now, the only difference is some kids might be more motivated and more, how can I say, educationally inclined to different subjects. But at the end of the day, you can't say that white kids are smarter than black kids are smarter than white kids, Asian kids are smarter than black kids and white kids. You can't say that. You got to do the numbers. You got to say that all kids have a ability to be smart equally, but some kids are going to be better than other ones, and there might be more in the Asian race or the black race or the white race, depending on who wants to step up. You see what I'm saying? Depending on the culture.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying there's the inequality is where I said in my class. And I'm cracking maybe a 2 or 3 year old book at the most. You know, you may be sitting in a class and that book looks like it's been through World War II.
Mm-hmm.
And how old is the subject matter in that book? Is it current? Is it relevant for the educator to utilize within the curriculum of what she's trying to teach? And I think therein lies the problem. Sometimes they may only have one resource manual. They may not have 12 books one for each kid in the class. They may only have. You follow what I'm saying? That's where the inequality comes in my vision when it comes to where you live and you know what district you're in and all that makes a huge freaking difference.
Okay, hey Tim, I say you can't change your districts and where you live. You can't change the suburban from the suburban from the intercity and from the outskirts. You can't change it. But all I'm saying, the superintendents, the principals, and the teachers and all those people, they can change the curriculum if they decide to. I don't know if they got a union for teachers. I'm not a teacher. They're going to strike and say, hell no, we want to start over and teach a different and better curriculum to make our kids smarter equally. It doesn't matter. If you teach the same curriculum across the board, it's going to be the same. It doesn't matter whether you got a computer or not. It's the same curriculum. If you're teaching everything the same across the board, then you got something. They don't do that. You don't need a computer to understand who was on the damn Mayflower or not.
Oh.
Got a book.
Got the book.
And then you got the internet. It's different now. You don't need books no more. You got books, you got internet, everything is on the internet. So you really don't need books anymore. You just need the internet. Cell phones are cheaper than getting a whole computer system. It's different now. The superintendents, principals, and teachers need to make a stand and say, hey, we got technology. We can change it all without going through the Senate, going through the government. If we do go through the government, through the Senate, through the House of Representatives, the president, we can still make a change. They bullshit.
Well, when you see your leader, when you sit there and see the mayor of your city, when you sit and see a representative, from your district, you put that bug in their ear and say, you know what I'm really interested in? Making sure that I have quality education, quality resources, and quality availabilities for everybody.
Tim, they're just not doing their job. They don't give a damn because they're getting their check. And they only care about their kids because those top leaders have their kids going to the best schools. They don't really care about the other kids who are not going to the greatest schools, the best schools. My kid is there, so fuck the rest. That's what they're saying. I'm a parent. I have a serious mentality where I know my mentality. I know exactly what I'm thinking, how I'm thinking, and when I'm thinking it. I know what they're thinking because I know other parents. Okay, they're full of shit. I'm like, the higher you get up, the less you forget where you came from. You should never forget where you came from, and they have. Some people started up and they stay up. Some people started to blow and they worked their way up. But you can't forget, if you want to equalize education, it's simple. Use the technology. They always talking about computers and this and this. I'm like, you don't need all that no more, Tim.
You're right.
It's too easy, man. I ain't gonna spend long on my little personal training workout segment. It's gonna be short. Don't even put me on there.
Yeah, I'm gonna put you on there. I'm sorry, you get put on there. Ooh, the queen, she loves to say hello, queen.
Hey, all I'm saying is, people, listen. Exercise. You ain't gotta exercise a lot, but you gotta exercise. Going to work, doing your job at your job, like picking up boxes, and if you're a delivery driver or if you walk around a little bit or whatever you do, if you sit at the desk, you really got to get an exercise program, 30 minutes a day, maybe 4 days out the week. You should exercise like up to 150 hours a week. Do the math, figure that out. LRE Fitness. Check me out on Facebook at Estelle Junior Larry or LRE Fitness. We keep you moving. Or go to Instagram. Check me out at LRE Fitness or Estelle Junior Larry. Check it out. Same thing. Just exercise. Something simple as walking the dog for an hour, getting active. If you're overweight, walk the dog for a little hour. Try 10 minutes, then 20, then 30. If you're in the gym hard, and you got to make sure you got more intensity. Bump it up a notch. Don't get on the treadmill and put on 5.5 and run for 5.5 the whole time. Bump it up. Put more incline. And make it faster, make it more incline-wise faster, and then make it slower, but the max incline. Get out there and exercise. Stop sitting around and complaining about you tired. Yeah, I got to come to show the Arlington Improv tomorrow. Check me out on Facebook. My show is on there. Supporters, check it out. I might put it on live. LRE Fitness, Estelle Junior Larry, aka 100G. I love y'all. Let's go, Tim.
All right. You can follow me, Tim McGiffin, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Or you can go to www.thequeensilvershow.com, or you can follow on all the shows on the Facebook page at The Queen Silver Show. They're all hosted there. You'll catch all three of the shows that I'm involved in. Also, a little food for thought is, hey, people, do you know that one positive thought at the start of your day can change your entire day? And opportunities just don't happen. They just don't come knocking. You got to go searching for them. So create those opportunities, make something happen. And, hey, have a positive thought tomorrow when you get up. Make that day go right for you.
Yeah.
Sorry
about being late.
That's all right. We were good. And we got to make fun of the right people and brought the right assholes in at the right time. So, hey, man. Anyhow, Larry, let's tell them until next week, people. Hey, Larry, I'll holler. Peace, man.